let's answer these questions together. Now, you still have your notes that you just took from the previous slides. Okay, question number 1. What does T represent in the first and second expressions? And I put those expressions right here again for you on the slide to help you remember them. What does T represent right here? The volume of tank 1 equals 30T plus 25. And the second expression, volume of tank 2 equals negative 20T plus 1,000. So in your notes, go ahead and underline those T's. What does T equal? And then type your answer in on the slide. I'll choose a very beautiful deep red color for my answer. T is the time since recording volume in minutes. Okay? Oh, I selected a color, but it doesn't look like it used it. Not red. I'm not going to use red. My teacher probably wants to use red. Okay, blue. Question number 2. If we substitute 10 minutes for T in and simplify either expression for the tank volume, what does that number represent and what units does it have? Okay, so we're going to substitute T equals 10 minutes. Let me just type that in. T equals 10 minutes. And what do you think? Is it easier to do this on paper or is it easier to do this on the computer? I think I'll do it in my notes first, and you should too. So go ahead and get your notes ready. And they're telling us that T equals 10 minutes. We're going to substitute that into either equation. Well, I like the first equation better because it doesn't have a negative number. So the volume of tank 1 equals 30. And substitute in T is 10 minutes, so T equals 10 plus 25. Now the question says, if we simplify this expression, then what does the number represent? The answer to this, what does that tell you? Well, we already know that that's the volume of the tank because they told us that these expressions give the amount of water in the tank after T minutes. So let's go ahead and simplify this. 30 times 10 is 300. Notice that I just rewrite the equation going down. That helps me keep track of the steps as I solve things. 300 plus 25 is 325. So this answer gives us the volume of water in the tank after 10 minutes. Let me write that down. Volume in tank 1 is 325 liters after 10 minutes. And now I'd like you to type your answer in. So there shouldn't have been a 3 there. At T equals 10 minutes, T equals 10 minutes, there we go, volume of tank 1 equals 30T plus 25. And now let's solve that. Oh, I forgot to just go ahead and substitute in 10 minutes right here. There we go. That's better. 30 times 10 minutes plus 25. And that equals 300 plus 25. So when I solve that a little more, volume of tank 1 equals, oops, I need a little more practice doing this on a computer. There we go. Volume, I wanted to delete that space right there. There we go. Volume of tank 1 equals 325 liters. This means that the tank holds 325 liters after 10 minutes. And remember, for tank 1, it's filling. So I'm going to say 10 minutes of filling. They asked us what units does it have, and I already put in there liters. I'm going to put that in bold. So there's the answer. Does liters have 2 T's or 1? Darn it, I should have studied spelling a little better. Okay, anyway, let's keep going to the next problem. The next problem is on the next slide. Number 3. How accurate was your estimate about the water heights using the table? Okay, do you remember the tables that we looked at in the very beginning? I'll show you again here. We estimated that somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes, both tanks would have the same volume of water. It looked like it would be just a little less than 20 minutes. So how accurate were we? Well, the answer we got was that they would both have the same volume of water in 19.5 minutes. So we were accurate. Let me answer that question. How accurate were we? I'll say I. You can say I. I was very close. It was between 15 and 20 minutes. I think it's nice if you put your answers in a different color. So choose whatever color you like. Number 4. If you didn't know which expression in the last problem belonged to which tank, how could you figure it out? Okay, look back at my paper here. So now they're talking about these 2 equations again. How could you figure out which one belonged to which tank? Remember that in the data table, we were able to see one tank's volume is increasing while the other tank's volume was decreasing. We saw that tank 1's volume is increasing as time goes, but tank 2's volume was decreasing. So that's exactly what we see in these equations. Just look right here. This equation has a positive slope. Just like I drew for you in the beginning, the volume is going up. And then the second equation has a negative slope. So you know that we're losing volume. The volume's decreasing every minute. So the line goes down. So let's answer that question. How could you tell if you weren't given which equation goes for which tank? How could you know which one is for which? I'll help you with this answer, and I'll type it in purple. Look at the slope in each expression. And when we say expression, it means that formula they gave us, the equation. Look at the slope in each expression. The positive slope is increasing volume every minute. The negative slope is decreasing volume every minute. Okay. Number 5. How did you find the time the 2 water heights were equal using the expressions? So how did you do that? How did we do that? Do you remember what we did? I'll highlight it on my paper to help you remember. We set both expressions equal to each other, because that would be when volume 1 equals volume 2. You have this in your notes. Did you understand well what we were doing? We said when volume 1 equals volume 2, then this equation must equal this equation. And the time is going to be the same. At this time, the volume in tank 1 equals the volume in tank 2. And then we solved for T. So let's answer that. How did you find the time when the two water heights were equal using the expressions? Okay, we set the expression for tank 1 equal to the expression for tank 2 and solved for the time. I want to write a little more. Because at this time, volume tank 1 equals volume tank 2. There we go. Okay, good job, guys. Go ahead and put these answers into your words so that I can check your understanding. Good job.